Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I want us to look at break-even, what it is, and how to model one for a project. Now, let's assume that you are a head of an engineering company or any business, and you've realized that your employees need health and safety training, and you've decided to organize one for them, but you want to know how many people will register on the course and how you can break even, and then how much you can charge to those employees coming from those various departments. Now, the total fixed cost here for up to 40 employees, it's £350, and the fixed cost is made up of room rental, room setup, advertising, meals for the trainer, and then the variable cost that it's made up of food and handouts per employee is £20. Now, the total variable cost, it depends on how many people signs on for the course, and so at the moment it will be the number of people that signs up times 20. Nobody has signed on yet, so the total fixed variable cost is zero, as you see here. Now, the price of course, and that is how much you want to charge out to each employee or each attendee to their various department. So you have decided to charge £30 so that you can actually offset the cost that you are going to incur for this project. Now the total cost here is £350. Total revenue is zero at the moment, but we want to find out how many people will register on this course so that the total revenue will equal the total cost here. And this is break even, and break even is where the cost of a project equals the revenue generated, and where there is no profit, neither profit nor what loss here. Now at the moment you see profit or loss here, and the loss, we've made a loss of what, 350. So the question is, how many people should register? How many people here? I've represented that by X. How many people should register on this course to be so that we can break even? And there is this important tool that you can use. If you look at the ribbons here, the tabs here on this ribbon here, you see data here. So if you click on data, come to forecast here, and those tabs here are very, very important. They are very, very useful tools. So if you click on go seek here, now I want to change this value here. So set cell to, I will set this cell to what value I want it to be. I want it to be 0. And what cell do I want to change so that the value will be 0? I want to change this the number of people here, and then I will say okay, and it's done. And it tells me that 35 people should be on the course or should register for us to break even. You can I've also done bits of a list here, which you can do your trial and error to see whether you'll be making profit and so on. You can use those ones, but the goal seek is very, very important, which you can actually use to check how much profit you want to be, or even if this price here changes to £35 or less, how much you are going to make. For example, with 44.35 you are going to make £310. Okay, now another thing that you can do is the break-even chart here. Now let's quickly look at the break-even chart. I've already the registrants here, which is the volume, if it is production, I've put in 5, so it's incremental of what, 5 up to 50. That is those who will register on the course. Now the variable cost will be equal to, that is the variable cost per employee times the number of people that registers on the course. So I'm going to do that here. This times 0, if we assume 0 people register on the course. Now it's going to be the same as 20 times 5, 20 times 10, if 10 people register on the course. But what I want to make it easier because of time, so I'm going to make that £20 absolute. So I use the dollar sign and then click in between H and 2 and use the dollar sign again so that it's now absolute. And when I drag and fill up the spaces, it's going to do all the multiplications for me. The next thing is the total cost here. The total cost here will be equal to the variable cost plus the what is it called, the fixed cost. And again, I will just use the fill handle here to fill up and get the other cells filled. The total revenue here is equal to the price per person times the number of employees that attend the course. So this times that here. Again, I will make the price per person absolute so that when I fill up using the fill handle, it's going to just respond to that for me. And that is done. Now the next bit is profit. So profit should be equal to the revenue minus the total cost here. The revenue minus the total cost here. So now that is, we're making a loss here, but let's fill up again and see what happens. Now, as it is now, it tells us that it will break even. If we move the price to 35, it will break even at it will break even at 20 here. Okay, now we can again use the go seek here to do that. You can use the go seek to do that. So let us plot the graph here. And then I will just plot. So it's total cost revenue versus the volume. Now you come to insert and then click on this and pick that one here. So eventually you will see this point is a break-even point here. Now if I change that one here to £30, and if I change this to the 35, which it was there already, now you will see that the break even now comes to what, 35, and you see it here, and this point is the break even point here. So in between these two lines, this is the total cost, and this is the variable, sorry, the total revenue here. So in between them here up to the intersection point here, it's all losses as it's indicated by the red line here, and from the intersection here in between them up is all profit. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do is just to give the axis titles here. So that is cost, and this is, let's say, attendees or the registrants or the volume here. So this is how to draw a break-even graph and to interpret it. Again, you can also use the go seek like I did here to ask many questions. What if the price changes? What if the number of people increase? What if, I mean, all the what if questions, you can do that. The last thing that I want to draw is the overall break-even graph, which I will do this. Put all here together. Again, I'll go to insert and then just select any of this. And this is the overall overall graph that I want you to also see how it is. Okay, so we've got the fixed cost line, which is the blue, the variable as the gray, and then the total cost as that one here. Thank you very much for watching, and expect more videos from me.